Welcome to Tarot Tales. What episode is this? Is this 5?
5. We're a whole hand.
We're a whole hand now.
A
I
whole
love
hand today.
that.
And what is making today extra super duper exciting is the fact that as we are recording this right now, the audio portion of today's episode will be going up on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, all the places that you can listen to podcasts. We're going to start doing that starting tomorrow because we got to take the audio, we got to edit things. We're not going to be putting out there for the rest of the world personal readings that are done here today. That's just here for YouTube. But everything else that we talk about, the astrology, the collective card pull, the subject of the day, all of that is going to be going up on all the places you listen to podcasts starting this week. So that's super exciting. We're really excited to roll that out for you guys.
No, it's awesome. So you can tune in. I guess you could have listened to this on your drive on YouTube, but if anywhere you listen to podcasts, right? So it makes it super
Yes.
convenient. And we have our sound engineer over here and our producer over here.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Saturn and Aries in my 5th house is definitely up to some stuff.
No
That's
wonder
for
the number
sure.
5 was really resonating because it's this is transiting your 5th house, and
Yes.
you've been really creative, incredibly, and not only creative but productive with your creativity.
More than I even thought was going to happen, honestly. I'm kind of surprising myself at this point. But before we get into that or anything else, allow us to introduce ourselves to you guys in case you're just checking us out for the very first time and you're like, who the heck are these two girls? What are they yammering on about? My name is Heather from Shadow and Shine.
And my name's Kelsey. I operate under the name Soul Light Affirmations across the internet. So nice to see you all.
Yes. Yeah. So welcome to our little podcast corner of the internet. And I'm going to go ahead and actually load up on my computer the current live happening here on YouTube so I can get a better look at the chat. It's easier to see the chat on my computer than it is up there on my phone because the ring light's in my face and the print is smaller and it's just easier here on the computer. So I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. Scooch the microphone over a little bit. This microphone's been working hard this week.
We have some people in the chat. We have Adrian. Is it Thea? Hello, hola. Hello, everybody. My name's Kelsey.
Welcome.
If you just came in.
Yes, we're hanging out. We're up to some shenanigans here, as always. So welcome, you guys. Yes. Okay. Now that I've got the chat up, I can catch up with you guys. So anyways, before we launch into our regular routine, in case you missed the update from last week, we are still doing personal readings at the end of the collective card pull and our astrology talk and all of those things. However, starting this week, we're going to be only doing paid readings. So there's a cover charge now when you enter the dance floor. But I'm going to go ahead and plop that payment information into the chat, although it is also in the description of this live. You guys can feel free to submit that payment any point in time. If you're interested in a paid reading, paid readings are going to be taken in the order of which payments come in on my website. And they're $20, but for that $20, you get feedback and insight from both myself and Kelsey. So, it's like 2 readers for $10 a piece, basically. So that's a pretty sweet deal.
Yep. Super excited to enter the dance floor with you all today.
Yes. All right. Here's your live
All right.
payment info.
So Heather's entered that in the chat. Wonderful.
There we go. And like I said, it's also in the description of the video too. So if the chat moves and you miss it, you can always check it there. I'll probably put the link back in as we get closer to that portion of today's episode. But for now, we're going to go ahead and pull a collective card pull to see what's happening in the energy of the collective for the upcoming week.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Would you like to go first, Kelsey?
Sure. Yeah. So, everyone, if you could get into a space that's comfortable for you, relax. Let's tap in together. Let's take a deep breath. And remember, it is a general collective reading. We're tapping into what energy is kind of coming our way, what we can expect. So, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And I want you to pay attention to what activates when I go through this reading with you. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. We got too many. We got 3 cards. So we're going to try that again.
A
So,
lot
like I
of
said,
energy coming in.
just 1 card, please, for the week. Whoa, it shot out.
I saw that. That was a
Holy.
jumper.
So we got a jumper and we got a beautiful card. So last week, it's so funny. If you joined us last week, we were talking about love, our love special. And it's funny because we're actually, like today, we're kind of talking about purpose and alignment and stepping into this alignment. So some of you, I'm predicting, not just because of this podcast, but as you watch this podcast, you may be inspired to embark on a new creative journey. So we got the Love Begins card, and this gives me big Ace of Cups energy. Yes. And so
Shadow's being creative with his barks.
exactly right. So the energy of the number one. Number
I will
one.
mute him for the moment.
Number one is all about new beginnings, right? And we see these 2 hands here. And what I love about this new beginning is there's 2 separate people here. Like you can see that there's this person that has like an orange sleeve and a person that has a yellow sleeve, and they're coming together. And it's about collaboration. So you don't have to go this journey alone with whatever you want to do. But I feel like there's a lot of creative projects. There may be some new relationships on the horizon for some of you. And oh my goodness, okay, this
Oh
is
my
really cool.
goodness.
But right below this, we got passion ignited. And again, a 1, a 1, a 1 right here. And look at this woman here. That's that fire in her hearth, right? And what I'm really seeing here is the colors. So love begins. We have the color yellow. That represents the solar plexus. That's where our confidence and our psychic like power kind of sits. And we have the orange sacral chakra, which is all about passion and creativity. It's like those 2 things are coming together this week. And there's going to be like this passion ignited within you. And I feel like there's a lot of fun coming your way with this memories of love card. And look at all the green. We're talking about prosperity today as well. So I feel like this might actually really um, inspire a lot of you. And I think it's just the energy of what's going on this week as well, which we're going to get into that astrology. And okay, I got to stop, but like, look what was below this. Prosperity begins. So this is
Oh.
just a beautiful reading full of positive energy for this collective here. So if you're here today,
I
um,
love
yeah,
that.
what a beautiful reading, but beautiful new beginnings, and beautiful new passion projects, maybe new relationships coming your way.
That very much reminds me of like spring energy.
Yes, the
Even
green,
though,
like the
yeah,
lushness.
we're not quite there yet, but it's like the hints of it are coming in. Like I was looking out my window this morning and there's a tree that is like right in front of my bedroom window, and you can kind of see it from my living room and everything too. And the buds are already starting to come in on this
Oh,
tree.
that's amazing. Yeah, now I
Yeah.
look. Yeah, like we still got snow outside. So like no buds yet, but I do have my tree outside my office, right? And um I agree. I feel like the end of February,
Yeah.
you kind of turn that corner of winter, right?
It
And
is. It is.
yeah, and then we have the end of the year, come like the end of the astrological year,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
We're gonna get into
the
that
the
too.
true end of the
Yeah.
year. Um but yeah, I noticed that. I was like, "Ooh, like spring is cooking. We are like right around the corner." And granted, uh, Denver has acted like winter skipped over us this year. I mean, we've hit records of like high 60-degree temperatures for God only knows how many days. It's not normal. But still, seeing those buds, I was like, oh, that's really cool. And on top of that, I checked my mail like maybe a half an hour before we went live, and it's not there yet. But according to USPS, the delivery window is between 1:30 and 4:30 p.m., which means it's going to be delivered at some point during this podcast episode. And my brand new spring oracle deck is arriving here today. Speaking of spring.
So, how many decks do you have now, Heather? Could you just remind us? And not have, you've created. You've created.
Right. My own that I've,
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot more than like that many decks sitting around here of other people's decks too, but of my own that I have designed and created and are available for you guys to enjoy as well. You can purchase them. The spring deck is at number 11. And shortly behind that is going to be number 12, which I just finished this week. It's called What Time Is It? And it is a timing oracle deck. So yeah, I just have to like order it for myself, and then it'll be here in a couple of weeks, and we can get the show on the road with that one too. So there's about to be 12.
Well, and I feel you've like really addressed such a like an important, like the timing is such an important question people want to know,
Yeah,
right? And
people want to know
when is that going to
God,
happen?
when is it going
Yeah.
to happen?
So you've really like addressed something, and I think that's really cool because we're going to talk about like purpose and prosperity, right? And I think
Yes.
you've filled that gap right there, like just even for yourself, right? And what purpose you bring to the world. So
Yeah.
I love
And
that.
there's still more to come. I know there are 12, but there's still more coming. So, who would have
Yes.
thought?
What are you gonna use this week for your deck, or I mean your card
Well,
pool?
I mean, we even though spring is on the horizon, we are still technically in winter. So I'm still gonna bring out winter whimsy. I'm gonna let it run its course until we are done with winter, because my seasonal decks, they really only get to come out during their season. Like, I'm not going to be using winter during summer. That doesn't make any sense. So we'll still let it have its time to shine. Spring is
Yes.
coming soon, but let's see what winter whimsy, if I can move my little pouch there. All right, let's see what winter whimsy wants the collective to know for this week.
Let's see.
What's happening in that energy? What's buried under the snow that needs to come to life? Oh, okay. We got two that just popped out. Okay, it kind of piggybacks on everything that you were just talking about, because first of all, we have new beginnings.
The number one, right? We got that twice in my reading.
New beginnings. So this is just confirming everything that Kelsey already said, you guys. A lot of you are embracing times of new beginnings right now, and I feel like that's fun and that's exciting. And obviously, with this being a winter oracle deck, this is signifying like New Year's, like the calendar New Year of January 1st. But we are creeping up on that astrological New Year soon, so could just as much apply. So, what is it, March 20th or something? Go out and get some champagne, pop a cork, and say Happy New Year. And then we also have a crystal suggestion. I love these crystal suggestion cards because they really do just like assist us and help us in our everyday life. So we have amethyst coming through.
It's one of my faves.
Yes, and amethyst, it is the month of February's birthstone. So there's something right there. But amethyst, here's what it says here. Amethyst is connected to the third eye, crown, and etheric chakras. It is represented by the wind element, and it will bring you protection, purification, and divine connection. So,
Woof. Yes.
yeah, divine connection to shadow, if that's what you choose. And it's funny, he's barking, you guys, but next week I'm enrolled to go to this like free online animal communication seminar thing. So I want to learn more about that for my own skill sets and stuff. So maybe he's just confirming that. He's like, yeah, let's do that, mom.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. And like we've talked about this briefly, like the Akashic records. Actually, one of the suggestions is to ask your pets if they you can read their records. And I love that. Like I just think
Oh, yeah.
what a way
Oh,
to
we should
communicate. And of
read your
course,
record.
you need their
Yeah.
consent, but it's same with a human, but that's a way to
Yes.
communicate. It's a way to practice.
Yes.
Right? So I think you'll learn
Shadow would
so much.
be, yeah, Shadow's perfect to practice on with that because I mean, like he loves Reiki. He
Yes.
loves like laying down and you just like scan him with a crystal and he's like totally zenned out.
Hmm.
He
Yeah.
just loves it.
The energy. Yeah, well, dogs are they can sense they can sense things we don't, right? And
Mhm.
their senses are
Absolutely.
heightened. We should have an episode
1000%.
about pets. We should have an episode about that.
We should. We should.
Yeah,
That's one of the many oracle deck
mhm.
ideas in the oven as well, is like a messages from your pet type
That'll
of
be
deck. So
beautiful.
that might be like the perfect episode to have kind of around that time. So
Yes.
all down the road. It's all coming.
Oh, we have lots of ideas between us,
Yes,
don't we?
so many, so many. But yes, those are some good card pulls for the week. Okay, let me move Winter Whimsy out of the way so I can grab my computer and tell you guys what's happening in the astrological weather. We're gonna get
Yes.
into some astrology here today in our astrology segment. So if you're just tuning in, that's what we're gonna be getting into. And thankfully, this week's astrology is not as chaotic as last week's. Last week's was a handful.
Yes. Oh, yes, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, there
Um,
was a lot going on. So
and
today,
I feel like there's always so much going on in the sky.
yes,
Some weeks more than others, but
yeah. This week it's a little bit more reasonable. So okay,
okay.
so starting today on February 18th, we have the sun ingressing into Pisces. So, number one, welcome to Pisces season. Happy birthday to all of the Pisces babies. We send you so much love. So,
Happy birthday,
that's number
Pisces.
one. Yes. So just like the energy in general, energy levels, for what that means for all of us collectively, it just basically means that our energy levels may be more reflective of that Piscean energy. So it might be a little bit more hibernation mode, a little bit more getting in touch with your mystical and magical side, the subconscious. So yeah, that's kind of the energy that we'll be kind of hanging out in for like the next month.
I love it. Pisces, I find Pisces energy so interesting. Like I've always like noticed that I kind of go through a transformation throughout Pisces season. It's almost like it's very much like inner work season for me. And that's because
Yeah,
it's like that end of like it's very intuitive, it's healing, it's about creativity. Yeah, like I just find it
definitely.
it is pivotal time for me. I think it's that end of the year, right?
It is. It's
Yeah.
totally tied to that astrological uh end of one year and beginning into the new year. So then we have February 20th. We are going to have Saturn being conjunct Neptune in Aries. And there's been a lot of anticipation around this one because this conjunction is going to be happening at 0 degrees. And there's like nothing even on record going like back hundreds of years of like anyone even having like recorded information as to what that transit was like. So, I mean, those two planets have been conjunct together in the past, but it's never been at 0 degrees. So 0 degrees is like as potent and as fresh and as new as you can get. So that's pretty major.
That's
So
cool.
with Saturn being conjunct Neptune in Aries, that is basically a convergence of the dreamer meeting the realist
Mhm.
because the dreamer would be Neptune and the realist is Saturn. So it's the two of them coming together and shaking hands. Like literally in my notes, I was like, I don't even know how else to address this. So I just used like the shaking hands emoji in my notes because I was like, that's basically what this is. It is a powerful day for crystallization of dreams, and this is going to be the beginning of a long standing cycle.
Well, and it's amazing. So what you're saying, it's like almost like there isn't a precedence surrounding this with the 0 degrees, the specific conjunction.
Right.
Um, so you said it's like the dreams become tangible in a way, right?
Yes, exactly. So, I mean, we're going to be lingering in this energy for quite a while, obviously, having Neptune and Saturn in Aries together for a while. So, I mean, this energy isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So, even if you like miss the boat for, I guess you could say, like manifestation or intentions or whatever it is that you want to do with that conjunction, you haven't like missed the boat fully at all, because that energy is going to be ringing out over the next few years. Saturn's going to be in Aries for like the next 2.5 to 3 years. So there's time to work with this energy, but it's kind of at its strongest point on the 20th.
Absolutely. That's really cool. It's kind of that inflection point, right? It's very interesting. I love that energy. Very interesting. I'm excited to see how it plays out for us.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, I'm like, I kept seeing something going on in the chat there, but it was hard for me to tell because
It
I
was
kept
not
talking about
related to what we
astrology.
were talking about whatsoever.
Okay.
I don't know what was going on, but they were not listening to us. I don't know what was going on. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, like I
we
saw,
can talk about
like
it after maybe.
that's
But
that's fine. All I know is I saw like in the side of my eye, like, because I have my notes being first and foremost the thing that I'm trying to look at here for the astrology, and then behind that screen is YouTube with the chat, and all I saw was like someone would say something and then they would delete it and then they would say something again and then they would delete it again, and I'm like, what is going on? Like,
so if you're
say what
tuning in, someone
say what
was
you have to say or
commenting.
not.
Yeah, someone was commenting stuff that wasn't really relevant to our conversation. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's all it wasn't. It was, I don't even really understand what was being said. So, I did just.
Right. Yeah. I think it would have been one thing if they just like left the message there and then we could read it and like fully discuss whether that is something that is relevant to our conversation. But it was the constant deleting that was the red flag for me. It's like you say something and then you delete it. You say something and then you
Yeah.
delete it. Like that's weird behavior. Um okay. Anyways, moving on.
No.
No more distractions, hopefully. So that is the Saturn and uh, Neptune conjunction in Aries. So I would say on the 20th, because that's coming up. It's just 2 days away. It's going to be on Friday. I would say on the 20th, like get busy making your dreams come true, is what it comes down to. Um, with the two of those energies merging together, that's an excellent time to make a plan, make a concrete plan, whatever your dream is. The dream could be to take your career in a certain direction. It could be to maybe open yourself up to love again and be in a relationship. It could be that you want to earn a certain amount of money. It could be that you want to get a house, get a car, whatever your goal is, whatever that dream is. That's going to be an excellent time to start crystallizing that, making plans to make that happen.
And that kind of leans into our theme today of like our school discussion about creating prosperity out of your purpose and making
Yes.
those things align. So crystallizing, and you've been doing a lot of crystallizing the last couple days. Like I love
I
that.
have. I will get to that when we get to that conversation.
Yeah.
But for now, February 22nd. All
Yes.
right. So February 22nd, we have Venus that will be trine Jupiter. So, this creates a naturally harmonious relationship between love and expansion, warmth and relating to the capacity of abundance and love, and the ability to grow through connection. Trines in general, regardless of what planets are involved, regardless of what signs are involved, trines in general, it is effortless flow of energy, basically, where there's no obstacles, there's no boundaries, there's nothing standing in the way of that. So, trines can be very positive, but we also got to be careful with trines because it is just so free flowing of energy. Think of like going into the ocean and it's like the waves are super strong crashing down on you. It can be a lot coming through at the same time. So it's definitely about harnessing that energy. Um, this will also bring in easy flow for financial abundance because Venus not only rules love, but it also is about money. And this means you could manifest a boost in income, financial gifts, new clients, new business, etc. So, yeah, trines are just like this free flowing round of energy where there's no obstacles. And since Jupiter is all about expansion and Venus is all about love and money, it's like there's a lot of opportunity to expand in both of those areas of your life.
Oh, wow, I love that. Yeah, and we talked about Venus last week, and Venus is not just about love, but about how you attract money, right?
Yes,
And
yes.
how you attract things, right?
Venus is a magnet. I mean,
Yeah.
you can attract love, you can attract money, you can also repel those things too.
Well, and then we like it's funny because I talked last week about how the heart is a magnet, right? And
Mhm.
it all aligns, right? So
Yes.
we have some stuff in the chat here. Okay,
Yeah,
we got
what's happening?
Renee says hi. Um,
Hello, everyone.
hello.
AC 44389. Welcome, welcome. We talking about those damn aliens? No, we're not talking about aliens.
Talking about
Although,
astrology.
yeah, we're talking about astrology, but I mean, we do kind of talk about all things woo woo. I'm sure we could talk about star seeds at some point.
Yeah.
Those are always
I mean,
interesting.
that's a topic, right? It's something to talk about.
It is. It is. Let's see. So Jungle Samuel, if you're interested in getting a reading, we only do paid readings here and we do them at the end of the podcast episode because right now we're talking astrology and we have a few other segments coming in. But you are always welcome to put in a payment before we get to the personal readings. And basically, personal readings will be done in the order of which payments come in. So I'm sending that link into the chat right now. If
There's
you're
the link.
interested in one, there you go. And your name will be on the list when we get to that segment. Um, but for now, we are talking astrology, but we're happy to have you guys here. And don't feel obligated to get a reading if you don't have the money, if you don't feel called to do that right now. If you just want to hang out and enjoy the free portions of this episode, you're welcome to do that too.
Yeah, we talk astrology, we talk about like a spiritual topic each week, and we give advice along the way. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we do. It's a lot of fun. So stick around.
Yes, that and sometimes too, it's like um there could be something very personal going on in your life as well, and if you don't want to get a reading like on the live, that's okay too. You can always head to my website, which is where that link is at basically, and you can book a personal reading with either one of us. So
Mhm.
there's that option too. All right, so getting back into the astrology here. All right. Last thing to mention. So astrology is much shorter this week than last week. Last week I was like, ugh,
It was a
I'm
lot.
exhausted. It was. It was so much with that eclipse and everything else that was going on. Um, Speaking of the eclipse, how has the eclipse been for everyone? Because that was just yesterday.
Yeah, drop in the chat. Like how was the
Yeah.
eclipse? We had that solar eclipse. We also had a new moon in Aquarius, a very powerful new moon. And
Yes.
let's hear about how it impacted you if you're here. And
Yeah.
AC 44389 says, I'll hang out since it's my first time into all of this. We
Fantastic.
like
Well, we're
it.
happy to have you here.
Yeah.
And, feel free to subscribe. We are here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time doing this fun little thing that we do here. So if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll know every time we're live and we're doing our thing. So,
Love it.
yeah. But yeah, the eclipse energy, I feel like it's been really good. It's been good for me. So, very
Me,
busy.
me too. I wasn't sure how it was going to impact me, and like we talked about this, Aquarius rules your third house, right?
Yes,
Yeah, it
yes.
rules my
So,
ninth, so higher learning, and I've been really called the
yeah.
last few days to learn more, right? Like
You've
I've
been
been,
working a lot on those Akashic records.
yes, I've been working a lot of them, and it's a new dimension of consciousness I'm accessing. So, it's been really cool. And I've been kind of just explore. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Oh,
shadow.
yep. And it's funny, he's barking when you bring up the Akashic records. And we were just talking about you like reading Akashic records for animals.
Right, right, yeah.
He's like, read mine.
He knows. Maybe that's a future episode. Maybe one day.
It could be. It could be. I'll have to bring him up on camera and be just like, all right, Kelsey, do your thing.
Yeah. And so third house for you, that's about, is that about like communication, siblings,
Yes.
right?
Communication, siblings, even though I have none. um, but communication, it's also like your local area, your local community. It's like short distance travel within your area, technology, that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, a lot of it for me is like all about how I communicate. So,
But that makes a lot of sense with what you've been like creating the past few
oh
days,
yeah,
right?
just
So
communicating a lot.
no, I love the energy. It's been really positive energy for me. Like I agree with you. Sometimes these events can be exhausting, right? And
Yes,
you can be
yes.
really tired, especially if you're tuned into this. You're probably intuitive, empathic, right? And the energy of what's going on in the sky, it reflects it, it impacts us. So it just depends on what's going on in your chart where it's impacting you, right? So um
Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. But yeah, kind of the last thing that's going to be coming up um, next week at this time. So, next Wednesday on the 25th, when we meet up again here on this lovely little thing we like to call YouTube, February 25th. And this will be interesting to see how the episode goes because Mercury's going to go retrograde.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And we're in the
February
shadow,
25th.
we're in the shadow period now, right? So
Yeah.
and Mercury rules our communication and technology, and it's going to be in Pisces, right? It's in
Yes, in
Pisces
Pisces.
and it's
Mercury
retrograde.
retrograde in Pisces. So
Really
that's going to be
interesting.
interesting. As usual when it comes to Mercury retrograde, my biggest piece of advice is like it's really not the end of the world. A lot of people make it out to be much bigger than what it actually is. Um Mercury retrograde happens like 3 times a year. So if we freak out every time it goes retrograde, it's like we're freaking out on ourselves at least 3 times a year. Like there's no reason to do that. It's just a time to just be a little bit more cautious, be a little bit more responsible with your words, with how you express yourself. Make sure those T's are crossed and those I's are dotted. Double check your emails before you send them out or your text messages, that kind of thing. Be careful with driving and like local travel. Um, I remember a few years ago there was a Mercury retrograde that was happening, and like I was fine and the car was fine, like it was not a big deal or whatever. But there was a guy who, he hit my bumper. He didn't stop fast enough and kind of like boop, just hit my car in the butt. Those kinds of things can happen. So it's just a time to just be careful and make sure that your apps and your that was weird. The Mercury retrograde's already doing its thing because the Furbo just made a weird noise.
Oh, interesting.
The dog, that's my dog's camera to
Yes, the
watch over
cat, the
them.
pooch camera.
Yeah, it's the doggy camera. It just made it sound like it like restarted itself or something. Um, but anyways, yeah, so it's just a time to kind of just like make sure your apps and all that kind of stuff is up to date and backed up. It's a little bit of extra tedious work, but that's all it really is.
Yeah, and I've always found it a time to like slow down and to
Yeah.
kind of come back to center and to just
Mhm.
like you said, double check things. And like
Yes.
I think any kind of transit, any kind of anything you can look at can be neutral, really, in a lot of ways. It's going to impact everybody differently. And I love how Lori Rivers, like she's an astrologer that like Heather introduced me to, but she always says you can have a
She's
great day.
amazing.
You can have a
Yes.
great day on an individual level, right? Anytime.
Absolutely. And that's important to remember, regardless of what the transit is. It could be Mercury retrograde, it could be anything really, because just on a collective scale, there's obviously a lot of chaotic things happening in the world right now. You don't need us to tell you that. You got a phone. You can just scroll and know for yourself the world is a little crazy right now. Um, but just because there's a lot of chaos happening in the world doesn't mean that you can't still live an amazing life and still can't have an amazing day and experience beautiful things and have wonderful connections and have abundance and blessings and all of that, because that's totally still possible.
Absolutely. Yeah, like and no, that's what I think is so beautiful about life. It's beautiful about astrology too because it gives you kind of
Hmm.
it gives you a framework. It kind of gives you an understanding of things in a way to like I don't know how it's so good. It's so good. I'm learning, but I learn a lot doing this podcast with you as well. So I appreciate that
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
student of astrology.
There's always room for learning, no
Hmm.
matter what's going on in life. But yeah, that is the astrology of what's coming up for the next week. Not too bad. So next we're going to get into our little cosmic check-in that we
Cosmic check
have.
in.
So our cosmic check-in is basically where we ask you guys a question, and if you know the answer, you can drop it in the chat. If you don't know the answer, because it's kind of an astrology related question. So before we even ask the question, if you have the opportunity to look up your birth chart, and there's lots of ways that you can do that totally for free. There's astroseek.com, astro.com, lots of places out there where you can look up your birth chart for free. If you put in the time you were born, the date you were born, and the place you were born, you will get your birth chart information. And from there, if you find your north node, let us know, where is your north node in your birth chart. That's our cosmic check-in today.
Yeah, because we're talking all about purpose, right? And
Exactly.
the North Node plays a part in that.
Yes, your north node is like your north star.
Mhm.
It's basically the thing that like you're being guided towards, the direction that your life is headed in. So we have our north node, which is where we're going. Then we have our south node in our birth chart as well. A lot of birth charts don't necessarily show the south node, but typically the south node is the opposite side of where your north node is. So your south node is kind of like where you came from, or what you're familiar with, what you're comfortable with. It's your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So your north node is usually taking you outside of that comfort zone, um, into the direction that you're supposed to be headed in. It's your north star, your guiding light.
Yeah.
So
And it's directional, right? And so if you are curious about your birth chart, I popped an option in there, the Astro Seek birth chart option. You can go look there. You
there
can
we
enter your
go.
details. We have a comment from Tim McKee. He says he's a Cancer North Node and he's a Cancer rising. I'm a Cancer rising too. Um,
Ooh.
and do you know what house your Cancer North Node is in? I'm curious,
Well,
Tim.
if he's a Cancer rising, then I'm assuming that would be his first house.
Might be. Yeah.
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 So, and you're from South Carolina. Well, welcome, welcome.
Wow.
I'm in Denver, and Kelsey is in is over near Ontario, right?
I'm in Ontario, Canada. Yes, that's where I'm
Yeah.
from. So,
Yes.
so he says first house. You were correct. Yes.
Yes, first house. So in a weird way, okay, so I'm gonna let you know a little bit about that north node there. So in a funny way, your north node is you. It's you, baby. It's all you. Because the first house, it's the house of self. It's the house of our identity, basically. So your south node would be in your seventh house. And the seventh house is like the house of
Yeah.
relationships. So, in a weird way, you might feel more comfortable, like kind of like being with other people, caring for other people, just being about other people. So I feel like in this lifetime, it's like you have this opportunity to really get to know yourself well and to really allow yourself to just like step into the spotlight because it really is all about you. It's not about anybody else. You're the star of the show. And that Cancer there, Cancer is such an emotional sign. So it's probably an emotional journey just following that North Star.
Well, and Tim, like, have you ever heard the song "I Want to Talk About Me" by Toby Keith? I want to talk about me. I want to talk about I want to talk about number one. Oh my me my. That's kind of what that reminded me of. Like that came to mind, but it's like that shift of maybe like your south node was in that relationship quadrant, and then moving towards the self. I love that. What a beautiful placement. That
Yeah,
is a beautiful
yeah, for
placement.
sure. Yes, yeah, it can be very emotional. That's for sure. Oh, that's so funny. So AC44389 says that they are a Virgo. So is your north node in Virgo or you're a Virgo sun? Just to clarify, just so we know what part of Virgo there you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see. Tim is an Aries sun. Okay, okay. So a lot of your like basically our sun sign, it's funny because like pop astrology would have you think that your sun sign is your personality. It is not. You are your whole birth
Oh,
chart.
there's
There's a
so
lot
much more to that. Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot more to you than just that Aries. But in terms of like your day-to-day energy levels, it's rooted in that Aries energy. So it's like Aries is very like go go go, very fiery, that kind of thing. So and it's funny because once again Aries is like traditionally kind of like the first sign of the zodiac. So it is kind of like a self oriented sign. So
Mhm.
I feel like that Aries energy, if anything, it's helpful and it's assistive to that north node.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, okay, AC looks like they went and oh, your Mars is in Aries too, Tim. Okay, okay. Yeah. Um
And Mars is very
AC,
comfortable there, that's for sure.
that's a
Yeah.
good placement for
Yeah.
sure.
Mars and Aries are thick as thieves.
Hmm.
All right, let's see. AC 44389. I'm represented by a maiden or whatever that means. A maiden.
That's interesting. A maiden. Where are you finding that in like did you enter your
Right.
birth chart into something? Did you click on the AstroSeek link I sent you, AC, or put in the chat? Associate with the element of earth, says Google. Okay, yeah, so Virgo would be the element of
Yes.
earth.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Virgo is an earth sign. So Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, those are the earth signs.
Mhm.
So I mean, earth signs in general, they're very grounded. Virgo energy. Virgo Virgo's like the most anal out of the earth signs. They're very analytical. And believe me, I am not making fun of you when I say that because my Venus is in Virgo, so that's a fun placement. Let me tell you. Um,
but like
yeah,
but like it makes you you. That's what I
it
love
does.
about
It
it,
does.
right? It
It
makes you
does.
who you are. We
So yeah, can I be your future ex-husband? I don't want to have.
Anthony,
I don't want to have any ex-husbands.
that's not a goal.
Yeah, that's not my goal. I don't want to have like a lineup of ex-husbands racked up behind me. That is not a goal.
That's your yeah,
Oh,
that's your
that's
Virgo
funny.
Venus talking. No.
Yes. No, my Virgo Venus is very, very, very particular. So,
Well, you want it
um,
to be right. You want it to be your forever.
yes,
Anthony, come
exactly.
on.
Exactly. Oh, that's funny. We love the laughs though. We love the laughter. Just think about all the fun. And you're no, I can think of more fun things than divorces. That's for
No,
sure.
that doesn't seem like fun to me. But Anthony, do you know where your north node is? Out of
Yeah,
curiosity.
I'm
I'm
curious to
very
know
curious.
now. Yes, I'm curious to know, where is that north node? What's going on here? Oh, that's hilarious. So Kelsey, where's your north
So
node?
my north node is in Sagittarius and it's in my sixth house.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
and it
So
makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
your guiding light is literally like day-to-day operations, day-to-day work.
Well, yeah, the day to day of like, you don't even know what a north node is. So, Anthony, a north node's a placement in your birth chart. That's what we're talking about right now.
Yes.
And uh, you're on my TV, and I ran across two beautiful.
Oh,
We
you
are
are the
getting so many
sweetest.
compliments today. And you're watching us on our TV. Hey, we talked about how people would be
We
watching us on
did.
our
We
TV.
like literally just yesterday, like I shared on Instagram, like our little trailer on my TV. I was like, here, you can watch us on your TV.
But
And it's manifesting. You manifested it for us, Anthony. So that's awesome. We're
thank
dialed
you.
in here.
Mission
Yeah.
accomplished. But North Node is your North Star. It's a placement of where you're
Yes.
going in this lifetime. It's a direction. And mine is, we've been talking about this. Mine is in the sixth house, which is the day to day operations, and it's in Sagittarius. And for me, it's really interesting because it's played out in different ways. Like, I really do well when I like take care of myself, like rituals and wellness and like working out, drinking my water, like eating right, like those
That's
things
very sixth house.
up
Yes.
to, they appeal to me. Like that's
Mm-hmm.
when I'm the most balanced in my life is when I'm doing all of that. And Sagittarius is kind of that philosopher that like, and it's a lot about teaching, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I come from an educational background and yeah, so it makes a lot of sense. But does anyone else want to share? Like, what's your North Node in Heather?
My north node is in my ninth house in Leo.
Okay.
So yeah, my north node is guiding me towards higher education, higher learning, also like expansive travel because the north or not the north node, the ninth house can be about long distance travel. So
Yes. Well,
I'm meant to travel around.
you have traveled and you are like, yeah. So apparently I'm on a soul journey. Oh, I love that we're doing some uncovering here.
Yes. We're
Like,
all on a soul journey for
yeah,
sure.
we are on a soul journey. And Tim says he's a Leo moon.
Okay. Okay.
Anthony says, I think Anthony says his birthday is November 20th. So, if you're curious, Anthony, yeah, Scorpio, very interesting. So that's your sun sign.
Right. That would be your sun sign.
This is
So
the link to the
um
birth chart. I just sent it right there. So,
this this is just some basic astrology information since your sun is in Scorpio. As a whole, like we are our entire birth chart. So pop astrology might say to you, "Hey Anthony, you are a Scorpio sun, so that's your personality. You're the personality of a Scorpio." That's false.
mhm.
Scorpio is a part of who you are, but there's a lot more to you than just Scorpio. So, with your sun being in Scorpio, you probably have a lot of Scorpio energy. That's the energy, your life force, basically. So, when something is our life force, like in Scorpio, you probably actually weirdly find a lot of energy from transformation because Scorpio is a super transformative sign. There's the constant cycles of death and rebirth, and I know that because I'm a Scorpio rising, which is a different kind of energy, but there's still that transformation element that's always at play when it comes to Scorpio. So you could definitely find a lot of energy just from transformation, caterpillar to butterfly, over and over again, kind of a thing.
Mhm.
Um, so yes, so never let anyone tell you, oh, Scorpios, they're too dark and they're moody, because no, they're not. There's a lot more to Scorpio than just that.
Absolutely, there is. Scorpios tend to be really intense, like passionate, very intuitive as well, I find.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So, and you came across
definitely.
this live, so it must have aligned for you, Anthony, and everyone else
Yeah.
who's joined us today. Thank you we have some new people around, so we love
Yeah,
that.
that's very exciting. We welcome all of you guys.
Mhm.
But yeah, that north node in Leo, that's the direction it's pointing me in. And of course, with it being Leo, um and you know a thing or two about Leos, obviously. Leo is, it's the showstopper. That's like the celebrity of all the signs, the one that gets up on the stage. So I guess to some capacity I should be traveling and being on some kind of stage, which um I'm not opposed to that. Thank you, Shadow. He's a Scorpio too. He's a Scorpio sun. Speaking of Scorpios, he's a Scorpio sun. Let's see here. Okay, Tim says, I love astrology. It's been so useful, and I have started learning about myself. Yes, that's that's a huge part of what astrology is. I mean, a lot of people want to use it predictively, which you can, but yeah, you gonna do some predictions right now, Shadow? He's that for everyone just tuning in. That's Shadow. He's my Chihuahua. Sometimes he chimes in and has something to say, but he's most likely seeing something out the window. Is what's happening here. But anyways, yeah, astrology is a beautiful tool for just like learning and understanding yourself. And then it's like something clicks and you're like, oh, I get it now. That's why I'm like that. And that's why such and such happened the way that it did, kind of a thing. So
Well, and like we've talked about it, like sometimes after you go through a transit or something happens in your life, while you're going through it, it's really kind of hard to understand. And once you're outside of that transit, it's kind of like I find astrology very healing as a tool
yes.
to look back
Yes.
and understand, oh, okay, there was something going on here. And like I
Right.
wasn't crazy. Like, it's like
Exactly.
there was something
Exactly.
going on and I wasn't just being dramatic, right? Yeah. Okay.
Definitely.
Awesome. Well, that was fun. That was fun. I love that. Love learning about you all.
Yeah, for sure. So I guess now we're going to move into, we can still talk astrology, and astrology may come up into this topic, but this is the point in time during the show where we like to bring in a spiritual topic of discussion. We're going to dive in deep a little bit here. And today we are talking about purpose versus paying the bills, scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset. So,
Mhm.
and I feel like that's very timely because, everyone's got bills to pay. Everyone has to deal with money somehow, some way, shape, or form. But I feel like most people don't want to just go through life going through the motions. People want to spend their days doing something that they enjoy, doing something that lights them up on the inside. Shadow agrees. I need to
Yeah.
get him a podcast apparently. Um but yeah, that's what people ultimately I feel like want. No one wants to just like go through the motions just to pay the bills. So today we're going to be talking about marrying those two things together.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I think those two things can definitely merge. And what's like challenging, like I come from an education background. I was a teacher. I That's kind of what I did. And what I found so crazy and so hard is that young people choosing a career, choosing a track that they want to go on, but not everyone leaps straight into their soul calling, right? It's
Mhm.
and I think there can be pressure on people that you need to figure it out right away. But it doesn't come to everybody right away. It's everyone has a
Mm-mm.
different journey, right? And sometimes purpose starts when pay the bills another way, right? Like sometimes you learn along the way. So there's no pressure. It's just I think you find, especially what Tim said about finding more about who you are. Astrology is really powerful, right? And we're going to talk about some placements here and how they can impact your purpose and, how you can make some money, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, I would say for myself personally, this is a double-edged sword because it's like, thankfully, I've never ever been the kind of person who has like gone out and just done a job for the sake of doing a job. Like, even in the past, when I have done that, it never lasts because I don't know how to mask to fit into society to just like go through the motions. Like it winds up bleeding through somehow the real me. And if I'm like working for someone else in a 9 to 5 kind of situation or whatever, that's never usually received very well.
Well, it's not
So,
really in your makeup, right? It's kind of
no,
not who you are. But
it is
that's what
not.
makes you so like that's why we're here. Cuz like it just does it's not we couldn't fit in the mold. We weren't meant to.
No,
We
no.
weren't, and I've done it too. I've played the game. I played the game. I played it well for a while. I went to school and I got 2 degrees. I went and I worked a big girl job. I worked in education, right? And and Tim's been self-employed most of his life. Yes. So
Yep,
there is
yep.
so much
I
freedom in being
understand.
self-employed, right? And
What is
I
it
think
that you do? What is it that you do, Tim? Just out of curiosity.
yeah,
Um, yeah, because if there's any way that we can, help support your business, give you a plug, we would love to because, we're just small time here doing our thing as well. And, you know, we're all about sharing the love, sharing the support. Um,
he's a contractor. Okay.
okay. What do you contract? I feel like that's very vague.
Could mean a lot of things, right?
Yeah, I'm like, what does that mean? What do you contract?
It's a secret.
A secret contract. It's a seventh house issue, contracting, which is true. The seventh house in astrology is about contracts. So just be like, I'm a
Renovation, remodeling.
okay,
Gotcha.
okay,
Gotcha.
okay. Yeah. No, that's very cool. Very HGTV. So I love that.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome.
Residential
Residential.
mostly. There we go. HGTV. Like I said, that's the next step for you, Tim. We got to get you a show. We gotta get you a show. We gotta get you hooked up with HGTV.
I love it.
Um, I have to reach out to some people back in LA anyways. I'll do some research for you.
Yeah.
I lived in LA for 15 years, so I have a lot of ties to kind of the entertainment world in general. I don't personally know anyone at HGTV, but I'm sure I know someone who does know someone. So
Oh yeah, Heather's got connections.
I try. I
Yeah.
try. Um, but yes, that's obviously that history, that time of being in LA. Just so you guys know, aside from astrology and tarot and all those kinds of things, way long before I did any of this kind of stuff. I mean, I've always been a creative person, and my path before that, which is actually a path that I am returning to this year, not abandoning any of this stuff. This stuff is still here to stay, very much so doing it. But I'm incorporating my first love, my first soulmate back into my life, which is music. And I used to do music and sing and perform and work in the music industry. I did the music business program at UCLA. Interned at like various record labels and that kind of thing. The music department at E Entertainment, all that stuff. Um, And I took a break from it for a while. And this year I'm weirdly kind of finding my way back to it, or it's finding its way back to me. But that's why I'm the weirdo that I am, is like, I
Mhm.
like 9 to 5, sit in a cubicle. I don't know how to contain myself. And
Mhm.
that's one of the examples of like, I can't mask myself because before I even moved to LA, um, I had like just worked on some music for the very first time, and at the time, I was working like this part-time job where I was helping out with like the before and after school program of like an elementary school. So I would go there, before and after school and like, hang out with the kids and make sure they weren't going to kill each other or anything like that. And I brought in some of my music because it was like entertaining and it was fun and the kids would dance to it and they would have fun and they'd be putting on lots of other music on anyways. So I was just like, sure, throw my hat in the ring. And this was like back in the day when CDs were still a thing. So some of the kids wanted to buy a CD and I had CDs and I'm not going to give these away for free. It costs me
Mhm.
like hundreds of thousands of dollars to go into a professional studio to record this stuff and get everything done. And so I was like selling CDs, and then my employer didn't like that I was selling CDs, and they were like, "You are not welcome back to work here anymore because of that."
Do they think it was soliciting, like like selling? Like that's
But
hilarious.
but
But the kids
yeah,
wanted it.
but that's the thing. The kids wanted. The parents weren't upset either. Like
Yeah,
the parents are the ones paying the money, not the kids. So the parents were fine. The parents loved me. Like no one was actually making a formal complaint.
that's
It was
hilarious.
just the supervisors.
But like, so they
Wow.
must like it must have been against like their policy or something. But like that's they can feel the energy of that.
I'm sorry for all the barking over here. I don't know what just happened. Now Tinkerbell's throwing her hat in the ring. You guys want to sing too? You want to sing the song of your people? And now the Furbo is playing its calming, soothing music.
Oh, because it's detected some
Yes,
ruckus.
it's detected chaos. It does that when they get crazy. Um, oh my gosh, that's so crazy. But yeah, I mean, before me, I don't think there was anything about solicitation because most people were not. I don't. Most people were not doing something like I was doing while working that job. So,
Mm.
but yeah, that's an example of trying to like squeeze my circle self into a square peg. It didn't work, and I've had multiple regular normal jobs where that has happened and they don't last.
Yeah.
And back in the day, my mom would get so mad at me for it because she'd be like, "Why can't you just be a normal person?" I'm like, I don't know. Thankfully, we have evolved a lot in our relationship, and now she gets it and she understands it. And today I hear things like, "I'm so proud of you for returning to music, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, where was this like 20 years ago?
It's good it shows she's grown in some ways too, right? And like
Yeah, yeah.
your relationship has obviously evolved, right? Like you said. But
Yes.
that's so interesting. And I'm telling you, I like it's funny because I've had jobs like and I've been somewhat I had success in my work, my professional life, but it still didn't fit either. Like it didn't align. The pathway was never clear for me. I always had to like go to another job. I always had like the contract ended
Shadow.
after 2 years. Like it was never a steady stream for me.
Yeah.
And so like while fit in and but I learned I didn't feel fulfilled. Yes, that's what AC 448389 says. You didn't feel fulfilled.
Yeah. Yeah.
1000%. So I did well objectively. My parents were like, "Wow, a teacher, you're doing amazing." Like and I was doing really well, but inside I was not doing so well. Like it was really hard on me because it wasn't what I was supposed to do. But I used to think like purpose was something that you discover once. Like it was like a lightning bolt. That's kind of how I thought. I'm like, how do people just
Yeah,
know?
no.
But that's
It's
not for
constantly
everybody.
it's
but it
constantly evolving,
but
always changing.
it's always like it's not a straight road. It showed up as chapters for me. That's how it showed up
Mm,
for me. And each one felt permanent at the time, or like it had to be permanent. But but life would shift me forward, right? And I'm a life path number 5. Ooh, my goodness. Life path number 5 is
change.
change, 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 movement, movement, movement. But gosh, I love it. It's so much fun. Change is so much fun. Putting myself out there in ways that's like a little scary is fun to me. Like I like the challenge. So I think that like it's funny how like we get to this place, isn't it, Heather? Like it's funny how
Yes,
who thought
yes.
10 years ago you and I'd be sitting here doing this podcast,
No, I had no
right?
idea.
I would have no
Gosh.
idea.
Oh, 10 years ago, 2016. I don't want to go back there.
We've
That was
talked
not a
about
fun year.
2016.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a different episode, and that's not even life purpose related. That's just like just breathing and getting through life
Yes.
related.
Well, yeah, I'm
Um,
sure we can circle back and talk about that one time. Yeah.
yes, we
2016 was a good
always.
year for AC 44389. That was a good year for them.
Hey,
Everyone's so good.
as long as it's good for somebody, I will not. I okay. I can't complain about October, November, and December. Like those 3 months were good. It was November of 2016 I got Shadow. So, I mean, the very tail end of that year was fine, but a lot of it before then was just shit show and the trash cans on fire and just it was not a good
That was
time.
2022 for me. 2022
Yeah,
was a dumpster fire for me. Like it was so and
not a good time.
Tim says he's a life path 7. So 7 is a really
Oh,
transformative number.
yes.
Like you like a lot of
Oh,
introspection, a lot of
it's been delivered. I just got a notification.
so Heather's
Then
new spring deck
it just
is just
arrived.
arrived.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's sitting in my mailbox right now. So later on tonight when I take Shadow and Tinkerbell for our evening walk, we will go and get it. Yay.
And Tim says 2019 was a tough year.
2019.
I'm so excited to see your deck, Heather. You and I will have to do
Yeah,
some
yeah.
readings with it later. You and me.
Oh my gosh, Shadow. I don't what is where are you? Oh, come here. Come here. Do you want me to pick you up?
But we all go through,
I'm gonna
yeah,
pick him up.
pick him up. He needs
Come
some
here.
love. But we
Come
all
here,
go through
sweetie.
periods of time where,
Come here.
like, it's good, it's great. Sometimes it's neutral, and sometimes some years are really rough. And that's kind of part of life. We have to experience all the emotions. Hi, Shadow.
So this is the little man who won't shut up. He does
He's
not want to be quiet. Yeah. You got something to say? Do you want to talk about your north node maybe? I don't know where your north node is. I wish I knew where it was, but you are my little Scorpio baby.
you know
Yes, you
that
are.
much about him.
I do. I know that much. You're my little Scorpio. Yes.
You love that. Um,
Mhm.
what was I gonna say? What were we talking about? Your deck. That's really exciting. We were talking about
Yes.
life path number 7. 2019 was a rough
Yeah.
year for Tim. Should we
Life
kind of?
path number 7 is it's very introspective. It's a
It's kind
very
of like, yeah.
it can be it is one of the more challenging life paths. Um, but there's a lot of reward that comes with it though,
Oh,
for sure.
oh,
A
for
lot of
sure.
reward. Mhm.
Yes. 1000%. And it's nice to know kind of like it's just a piece of the pie, but it really does give
Yes.
you some
Yes.
ideas. And there's also crossover between like we talked about how your Scorpio rising is very similar to my life path 5. Like there's a lot of
Yeah,
crossover between those things.
transformation.
Yeah.
Transformation changes, that kind of thing.
You're ready for the reward part, Tim.
I
Oh,
know.
I
Yeah.
know. But
Yeah.
open arms to receive. Open arms to
Yes.
receive the rewards. There's lots
Yes.
of good things coming. Um, okay. Should we talk a little bit about like placements and like kind of like because we talked about North Node a little bit, your
Yes,
North
we
Star,
had our North Node chat.
and then what was it? The 10th house we wanted to chat about, or
The 10th house is, well, I mean, the 10th house, it is known as the career house. There's links between the 10th and the 6th, in the sense that the 10th house, it is traditionally known as your career house, but it's truly like your reputation. It's how you are known in the world. And that doesn't necessarily have to be tied to your career. It doesn't have to be tied to how you make money, but ideally it is kind of like your calling in a lot of ways. But the way your sixth house, well, can't get that out. Sixth house is the six is all about like your day-to-day life, your day-to-day operations, just kind of, like you wake up and you start your day, and it's like, how do you start your day? Do you wake up and take a shower, or do you shower at night? Do you go get a cup of coffee? Do you work out? How do you start your day? What is it that happens next? How do you go about having lunch and dinner, and the errands you run, all that kind of stuff. It's like your day-to-day stuff. It can also be like your health and your well-being, um but how you go about your day-to-day stuff in the sixths is going to eventually really reveal itself in a culmination in that 10th house, basically, because that's how people are going to know you. They're not necessarily going to know your day-to-day operations. Oh,
well, and
oh
like
my God.
the 10th house is kind of how you're perceived, right?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
So, and you
It
can't
is.
really control how others perceive you either, right? That's
I'm
I don't
going
know
to
what's
mute
going on over
myself.
there.
I'm going to mute myself for a minute. Take it away, Kelsey, and
Okay.
I'm going to rein him in over here.
Yeah. What's going on? So, like Heather said, the 10th house. It's so interesting. It's kind of your public path, but it's not just the job title. So Tim, your sun and your Mercury and Jupiter is in the 10th house. How interesting. Wow. So that is like very much like communication, how you're perceived by others, right? And Jupiter is that planet of expansion, how you expand in this lifetime. And so the 10th house is like about public contribution, but it's about your reputation. Lori Rivers, did you tune into her podcast this week at all, Heather, yet?
I listened to the patron podcast. I
Yeah.
haven't listened to the main one yet. I listened to the one where she went through like all the houses for the eclipse.
Gotcha. I listened to her general one. Lori Rivers is an excellent astrologer. If you're really interested in astrology,
Yes.
check her out.
But
She like
actually, I'll put a link to her website into the chat as well.
please do. She is
If
wonderful.
people want to check her out.
But
She is amazing, especially like mainly if you want to get into astrology.
and well, she was talking about the 10th house this week, which is so funny. And she recommended a book, and I downloaded it today and I'm listening to it on audio. It's called How the World Sees You, and it's by Sally Hogshead. And so she recommended this book. I downloaded it today and started listening to it. And it's called How the World Sees You. And she said it is the best non astrological book about the 10th house. It's like, and it's so cool. It is so interesting. So if you're interested in the 10th house and how you're perceived and how the world sees you, the woman who writes it, Sally Hogshead, is like a marketing specialist. She's won a ton of awards. So she talks a lot about like marketing, messaging, and how people perceive you. So something going on over there.
I really don't like, honestly, you guys, they're normally not like this. Not every day. Like, I don't know what crawled up their fur today. They
What's
are
going
wild.
on?
Yeah.
They're really
You guys, I
excited.
don't even see anything. I'm looking out the window. I see nothing.
Well,
Maybe there's a spirit or something, some energy that's in here. I don't know. I'm like, what is going on? Hey, Shadow. Chill out. Shh. This is going to make the first Spotify audio really entertaining.
Rough, rough.
I know.
But it's funny how you say the sixth house and the 10th house are very, like, they're kind of intertwined in it. And the sixth
They are.
house is what the day to day, it's kind of that invisible work you put in
It is.
to
Yeah.
help the world perceive you in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
And your 10th house is Virgo rules that, right?
Yes. Virgo. Yeah, I know. I know. You're going to talk about it now. Virgo is my 10th house. My 6th house is Taurus.
Ah, very
So,
interesting. Yeah.
yes, Taurus for sure.
Yeah. And
So,
what I found interesting about my 10th house, Pisces rules my 10th house. And when we talked about Neptune being in Pisces for that last,
oh, yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah.
so for those of you in the chat, like we talked a few weeks ago how Neptune moved out of Pisces. And Pisces, and on an individual level, Neptune went into Pisces when I turned 18 years old. I'm 32 now. So it was in Pisces, it was in my 10th house, clouding my career for me for so
From the
many
get go.
years,
Yeah.
from the age of 18 to now. I'm 32, like I said. And so this is the first time in my life I've felt clarity around my purpose, my ambition, my career. This is the first time in my life. The moment that transit happened, I was like, and I wasn't even aware that that transit was going to impact me in that way. And I think Heather and I talked about it, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, like, so it just shows you how on an individual level, everything will impact you differently. And you might not be aware of it until you're out of it. Like it's, yeah. So it's interesting. And, but yeah, super interesting about how all those kind of, all those parts of
For
the birth chart
sure.
work together.
So, as for finding that purpose and like finding that thing that lights you up on the inside and actually like turning it into something where it's like, okay, I can make money doing this. Um, how did you, especially coming out of that Neptune and Pisces energy, how did you go about like finding that and getting into that, Kelsey?
Into like bringing in abundance. Is that what you're asking? Like,
Like stepping into your purpose, like stepping into knowing what you're called to do and being like, okay, I'm going to rise to the challenge. I'm going to do the thing that lights my heart up and that I feel passionate about. And I'm going to find a way to actually make money doing that thing.
well, I think I already was set up in a way to kind of step into this. Like, I think I had been setting it up for years. I think I kind
Mm-hmm.
of, I was prepping for this, my pathway. It's so interesting. I've been doing intuitive work since like 2020, but like I think using my intuition my whole life, obviously, but specifically honing my craft for about 5 years, right? And every day doing tarot readings and taking courses. I took crystal healing courses, Reiki healing classes. I took a spiritual life coach course. I did all these things, and um, they all had, like, none of them were the answer, but they all helped. They all gave me a piece of something, right? And I think my biggest struggle was moving from practice and feeling the confidence to put a price on my intuition, put a price on the work I
Right.
do.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
And so
1000%.
what I'm looking at is like I'm still kind of figuring it out, Heather, to be perfectly honest. Like I think it's a lifelong process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think as I go, it'll keep growing and keep growing. And but I do know I was very much called to tap into the Akashic records and learn how to read those from the Akashic records. And those of you who aren't aware of the Akashic records, it's a
Yeah,
dimension.
tell us a little
It's
bit
a
about the Akashic records. What
yes.
what are they? For
It's
someone
a
who's never heard of that term before,
it's a
what is
dimension
that?
of consciousness. It's a dimension of consciousness that you can access. It's through a specific prayer. It's and we have different levels of dimensions of consciousness, like the dream state, and right, all of those things that we can enter into. But it is. the akashic records, it is like a record of a vibrational record of everything that's ever occurred in the world, in the universe. So it's a lot, it's everything all at once. It's in the akasha, it's like, you'll appreciate this, Heather, but the akasha, it's Sanskrit for um like material before it crystallizes. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ether, but before it crystallizes. So I've been accessing the akashic records to see like to align my purpose with what the world needs, with what is going to come in and what is going to keep food on my table, but it's also going to keep me fulfilled. Yeah.
For sure.
So that's how I've been kind of working in the
Oh
akashic
my
records,
gosh,
but
Shadow.
that's new to me.
Hey, buddy, where are
N-
you?
So it's a collective energy. You're right, Tim. It's something that people can access and you can learn to access.
Yes.
Absolutely. Um,
Yes.
and but it's something I've been called to do because I think that that holds a lot of answers, but sitting in your own intuition does as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like you said, Tim, it's about finding, like, I did some research about finding your purpose. Has anyone ever done a purpose Venn diagram? Like,
No.
okay, this is kind of cool. So I'm
Tell
gonna do
us, please.
so because I was researching this episode and I'm like, like I think this is something I'm still working on too, is combining my purpose and bringing in abundance and prosperity and fulfillment, right? But the purpose Venn diagram, it's a simple Venn diagram to help you find your purpose. So, purpose in the center, and then you have kind of four basic questions. What do you love? What does the world need? As Tim brought up,
Mm.
what can you be paid for? And what are you good at? And then you fill out those
Okay.
things. So it's, what do you love? Your mission, your passion, vocation versus profession, what the world needs, what you'll be paid for, what you're good at. So it's like, that's like something that, it's interesting. It's tangible. You can reflect on that.
Yeah.
There's
It's
lots of
very
ways.
practical and logical to kind of help you break it down, especially if there's like maybe you're someone who has multiple passions or multiple talents, or you're just simply lost in a fog in general about it, kind of like how you felt for a while. And you're like,
Well,
I wouldn't even know where to go or how to start or what to do.
and like I said, it's almost like I was setting myself up to get to this point, but I'm just starting. Like, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It that clarity has just come down upon me. Like, it's, I'm kind of just now going, okay, this is the way forward. This is what I can access. This
I
is what the
love
world
that.
needs. But like, so y'all, whoever's in this chat, like, this is a big moment in my life. The last couple weeks, it's been a really transformative time, and it's a really exciting time. So thank you for being here and
Yeah.
listening to me on my soapbox while I talk.
Just imagine where
Yeah.
you'll be a year from now, 5 years from now, like, it's gonna be amazing, for
Oh
sure.
yeah, absolutely. What about you? Like, we talked about crystallization. So we've had a conversation about our purpose,
Mhm.
and like we're on the same page. Like, we really, I felt like we clicked
Yes.
the last few
Well,
days with that.
obvi obviously, as you guys are tuning in, the 2 of us are sitting here, we co-own Tarot Tales, even though it's on my channel, we co-own this podcast, and it's going to be going out soon to Spotify and Apple and iHeart and all that kind of stuff too, because we just started doing this last month in January. So this whole thing, this whole joint venture, it is new for the both of us together. And this week we're going to start rolling it out audio only in other places too, which is really exciting. um, but yeah, I mean, the 2 of us working together it's a new thing, and Kelsey is one of the readers on my website as well. So you can book with me, you can book with her. There's other people I'm bringing onto my website too. So, if there's someone else you want to work with, that's fine as well. Um, but yeah, like this specifically though, it's very new for both of us, but it's so much fun. It's so exciting.
Well, and it leans into my purpose and your purpose, right? Like the things we've talked about,
Yes. Yes.
teaching, learning, and I like my ultimate goal and how what I think my purpose is, and you might agree with this, is walking alongside people and
Yeah.
helping them come back to their intuition, come back to what their truth is. It's not about me revealing the answers. That's not the
Yeah,
purpose of
that's
what
like that's the very like superficial
yeah,
uh card trick version of it, I guess. Especially if someone isn't familiar with how energy works and they just think of like Madame Cleo or something like that. You know, it's tell me my fortune, tell me will I be a millionaire or something.
yeah.
That's not how it works. It's not. It's if anything, it's a lot more uh reflective. It's a lot more of like internal work and that kind of thing. We just kind of hold your hand and guide you through the process.
Absolutely. No, and Tim says no one can provide answers for someone, right?
No,
It's got to be
it comes
some
from within. Yeah,
it comes from within, and I think what's beautiful about life is kind of becoming who you are, right? It's not about what other people tell you to be. It's coming back
totally.
to who you are. And what a beautiful thing. I would never want to tell someone what to do with their life
No, oh God,
or
no,
say don't do this
no.
or don't do that, but I'd like to help them find the answers themselves. That's my
Yes,
purpose.
I definitely along the same vein. I like to think of myself as like a spiritual cheerleader for people
Mhm.
because life is hard enough as it is, like just out there in the world on your own. There's plenty of times you're going to get run over from disappointments and failure and people who aren't going to understand you. And I hope that when someone comes into my presence, however that is, whether that's a personal reading or in this podcast or in other ways that they come across me in life, I hope that they leave the experience feeling encouraged, uplifted, inspired, um, just with more joy in their heart. Cause that's what we all need. We need joy. So, it's like, I'm cheering you on. I am cheering you on in your goals and your dreams, and your desires. Like that's what I hope that I can do for others.
And I think you do, Heather. I really do. I think especially with just who you are, right? It just naturally comes off. And it's so funny because as I was sitting here, I started shuffling my cards and look what came out 10. And it's destiny. And like that's the 10th house energy, the kind of like that power, stepping into that power.
Yes, yes, the 10th house for
My
sure.
goal with my readings, before I give a reading, I say the same, like I always set intentions over my readings, and it's always to bring healing, light, and empowerment. That's the biggest important piece, is empowering others to step back into their power and to remember their power, right? And I think that's my ultimate purpose, right?
Exactly. And
Mhm.
everyone has unique gifts and talents on how that comes across. I mean, like for you, Kelsey, a lot of that does come across in kind of a teaching kind of way, which makes a lot of sense because of your background.
Mhm.
Obviously, going through the educational system, it was not all in vain for nothing. It was preparation ground. So you could teach on a larger scale, teach with even bigger topics and just ABC 1 2 3 or whatever. So yeah, it's all connected. Who was it in here earlier? Was it Tim or was it AC? Whoever mentioned the whole thing about the home renovation thing, like that's the way that you step out there into the world and uplift and inspire others. You're uplifting the environment that they live in, like quite literally their home environment. So that's a purpose there. Yes, it was Tim. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's like, you're stepping into your purpose doing that. And it's like everybody needs a home that they feel warm and safe and cozy in, and that it's their safe place. It's where they want to rest their head at the end of a crazy and busy day. Like that serves a huge purpose. That's life changing for people. So it's like we all have different ways in which those
Mhm.
talents come through and express themselves.
Yes, we need, and it's a big world. We need lots of people to make it go round. right? And all those
Mhm.
gifts are so important. And I think it's wonderful when you do find that purpose and it aligns with what you love and it fills the gap in the world. It like, all those things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. I love.
And hello, Justin. Welcome into the chat. We are doing readings. We're going to be doing them at the end of our spiritual topic of discussion, but they are paid readings. I will leave the link here if you're interested. It's $20, and you get insight from the both of us. So if you're interested, feel free to submit a payment there, and readings are done in the order payments are received. So that's the 411 on that. But yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. I know it can be really hard for some people when it comes to purpose because some people get very caught up in scarcity mindset and very caught up in, well, I just have to make it through. I just have to pay my bills. And I feel like that, I'm not trying to like poo poo any generations here, but I do feel like that's a lot more common in the boomer generation where they're just like, you just have to find a 9 to 5 job. You just have to like find something to pay the bills, blah, blah, blah. But
Well, and I
it's
feel like
so much more than that.
that mentality was passed on to other generations, right? Like or try like
Yes.
but that's not our reality as a millennial. That's not my reality. Like it's just not
Mm-mm.
the world that we live in right now. Times have
No, definitely
shifted.
not.
Times have changed, right? And I love this. This brings us to like kind of the next part of our topic, that abundance mindset versus that scarcity, right? And um I think scarcity, um it's so interesting. Like I guess like scarcity mindset can sound like a bunch of different things depending on, so lol, I'm the last of the baby boomers born in 64.
Hey, well, that's okay. You're Gen Jones then, but we can just consider you Gen X. That's fine. That's fine. We'll consider you Gen
Yeah.
X. And not only that, but I mean, like that mentality though, like number one, it's not like a blanket statement like all boomers are like that.
No.
Because definitely there are evolved boomers out there. I feel like you must be one of them, or you wouldn't be sitting here with
There's
us
a
right
lot
now.
you have a lot of like how is it? Like you seem reflective, Tim, and you seem curious about things,
Yes.
which is awesome.
Yes. So not all baby boomers are the same, but it is kind of like a general consensus about that generation, especially the older ones, because you are on like the younger side of that generation. Um, yeah, the mentality is definitely taught and it's learned. It's taught and it's learned. I mean, there are some Gen Xers, like older Gen Xers too, that can be, and you know all about this, Kelsey. They are boomer light,
Yeah,
as we like
yeah,
to call them. They are boomer light sometimes.
absolutely.
Um, but yeah, and I mean, like millennials, our generation isn't perfect either. We have our fair share of flaws as well. No generation is perfect. Gen Z isn't perfect. Gen Z is like they're the Zoomers. They have some boomer qualities too. Um, but yeah, it's just like it's very hard to acquire abundance, and it's very hard to step into your purpose and your passion if there's this energy of desperation coming out of scarcity. And then because there's that desperation energy and that scarcity mindset, it's going to repel the abundance. It's going to repel the exact thing that you're trying to get to.
1000%. It's really hard. Like, if you're not sitting well in your energy, it's really hard to be a magnet and attract beautiful things, right? And scarcity mindset can like come across like it's not even just about money. It's like, it's heavily tied to money, but it's kind of like it can show up in, if you're not, there's only one pathway forward, only one way to make money. You got to go to school and get a job. That's what I was told,
Yeah,
right?
that's
Um,
what we were taught
yeah,
growing up. They were
yeah.
just like, you have to go to school, get a good job, like a regular 9 to 5 kind of job after you go to school. And then, you can get a house and blah, 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 blah. And so many people have followed that program. And what are we doing? We're all like renting these teeny tiny apartments and working like still entry level jobs and things like that. So it's like there's systemic failure there that has failed all generations across the board. Um, but yeah, so I mean, if anything, that should be a wake up call and a reality to people like, hey, rather than following the system because the system is broken, do what you love anyways. Life is short. Find something that you love and something that you're good at and monetize it. Like you can monetize anything. Anything is monetizable. I always say that. Like there are two things here. Like basically you can monetize anything and everything is content. Because
Yep.
obviously we create content here. Everything is content. Go on a Target run, content. You're doing nothing in your house on a Saturday night, pop on the camera and do one of those silly TikTok filters or something, content. It doesn't matter. Everything's content and you can
Well,
monetize anything.
absolutely. And knowing you're worthy, your time is worthy of abundance, right? You're worthy, knowing you're worthy of that abundance, being ready for it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And open arms, like I said to you, Tim. And that, like, what is that? That Creed song with arms wide open. We got
I haven't heard that song in forever. Oh my God.
Be ready for the abundance, right? And it's,
Yes.
and like, I always think like, abundance versus like scarcity mindset, like abundance is um not only being generous with what you have, knowing there'll be more of it, knowing you're worthy of it, and understanding that there's room for everybody at the table of abundance. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I think is a big one, is like, as a creator, as a reader, as an intuitive person in the spiritual space, I think, there's, people feel there's a competition, but there isn't. There's room for all of us. And some people resonate with Heather's work. Some people resonate with my work. Some people love both of us, right? It just depends on, like, we each have messages for people that we need to relay in the way that makes sense. And as a person, as a human being, you have a purpose in this life, and it's unique to you, right? And there's more than enough for everybody.
Yes. More
Yeah.
than enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 1000%. Yeah, it's just about stepping into what you love to do and just doing it. I feel like I've been very fortunate in the fact that I've always known what I love doing. So I've never gone through one of those phases where it's like I don't know what to do with my life. And some people experience that and that's totally okay, but there you go. Kelsey is the example of someone who was kind of floating there like I
My
don't know.
Pisces, Neptune and Pisces in my 10th
I got to
house.
do something, but what do I do? I
It
don't
was like a
know.
dream state, right? For like so many years. Yeah. But it's true. Like, Tim has to leave. I'm sorry, but I need to go feed the critters.
That's okay. Obviously, my critters were sounding off a lot here, so no problem. If we're still here later, you can come back and join us after you're done, or the video will be up obviously after the live is done, and come back next week. We'll be here.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Love it.
but thank
Thank you
you
for
for
being
hanging
here,
out with
Tim.
us, Tim.
You're awesome, Tim. We like it.
Yeah, we appreciate you for sure. You got good energy. But yeah, I feel like I've been very fortunate that I just always knew, like, you know, it started with Mr. Speaking of microphones, it started with Mr. Microphone. My girl is 14 and very demanding. They can be very demanding. I understand for sure. Shadow is 11 and Tinkerbell, who has not been as vocal here today, but she did chime in a little bit. She's 3. So, and I just looked at the time and it is 4:44,
Amazing.
4:44
I see that on my
Mountain Time.
wow.
So, woohoo! 4:44. Yay, we love
444.
that.
We love it.
Um but yeah, for me, it all started. It all started with this lovely guy right here. Well, not this one specifically, but it all started with Mr. Microphone for me. Um, when I was 3 years old for Christmas, I got Mr. Microphone. And, and this was like way back, way long time ago in the 1900s. and, um, and my dad, he worked as a cameraman at WGN in Chicago. And he had like this big, bulky camcorder back then. And, he'd be videotaping all the Christmases and everything. And so he was videotaping me opening Mr. Microphone. And so we open it up and we connect it to like the big stereo system or whatever. And the entire family, friends, and everything are around. And they're like, Heather, why don't you sing us something? So I'm like, okay. So I sing Jingle Bells. And then everyone, here I am, 3 years old, just like eating this up, obviously. And so everyone applauds. And then my mom says to me, she's just like, you're really good. So, sassy little 3-year-old me turns to the camera with Mr. Microphone in hand. I'm like, yeah, I'm really good.
Of course. Of course you
Exactly.
are. Yeah, like, and you knew it.
So a dream was born, like this beautiful relationship with me and Mr. Microphone. And I knew from that point on, I wanted to perform, I wanted to be on stage, I wanted to sing, I wanted to do music. And I just stayed being that weirdo for the rest of my life. And I didn't know how to be anything else. So, if anything, the trickiest part on my journey was always figuring out, speaking of monetization, it's like, how do I make money out of this? Because my route has been marked by the starving artist route for so many years. And it's still a lot of ups and downs, especially when you are a small business owner, whether it's doing music, whether it's doing tarot, whether it's doing a podcast, whatever it is. There's still a lot of ups and downs. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because this is why I'm here. This is what lights up my heart.
Well, and you've collected those pieces along the way, right? Like and as much as you knew what you wanted to do, I love that, by the way. I love that for you, that you had that kind of clarity so early on. Not everyone does, like me. I didn't really know, right?
Yeah,
But that was my journey. And I don't think,
exactly.
and we might not even, like, I'm sure your path has switched and changed shape over time, but it's,
Yeah, I mean, 2015, I made the decision to like basically leave music
yeah.
because I was so burnt out and drained and exhausted. And like, especially when you do get money involved with everything, it's just like, especially in LA, there's this phrase of like, anyone can be an artist, which is true, but being a celebrity will kill you. And I am no celebrity by any means, but it's like that's always the direction everything seems to head towards as you're on that journey living in LA. Everything somehow goes in that direction, even if you don't like personally gain that kind of notoriety or anything. Um, so there's so much politics that are involved, and once you involve all those politics, it takes away from the creativity. It takes away from that initial passion, that initial spark. And I had been doing it for so long at that point in time. I just needed a break. And in 2015 I left, not LA, but I was still in LA at that time, but I left music and I started walking dogs.
I
There
remember
was
that.
this Yeah, there was this little unknown, it's now a known app, but it was a little unknown startup at that time called WAG, and they were only in LA, New York, and San Francisco at that time. They were not nationwide, and I was one of the very first dog walkers on that app. Very different time. They were running out of, like, a house in West Hollywood, not off of the Sunset Strip like they have an office now. Um, but yeah, so I did that for several years, for like the following 5 years up until COVID.
Mhm.
Um, and then when COVID came along, I really stepped into doing this kind of work, intuitive work.
Mhm.
And now here we are in 2026, and music is making its way back into my life again. So
Almost
It'll find you.
a decade later, right? It's
Yeah.
interesting.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
it kind of came in like late 2015. So, I mean, exactly like 10 years. So, yeah.
Oh, but that's another topic we could talk about, like those cycles returning, right?
Mhm.
It's
Well,
so interesting.
if
Yeah.
it's meant to be for you, it's always going to come back. And I'm not saying that, oh, I'm going to have like some number one hit smash song or anything like that. I don't need that. I just want to be able to do what I love doing, do what lights up my heart on the inside. And, if I can be comfortable and support myself, then that's all that matters. I don't need like worldwide fame or anything like that. Like I've seen how destructive that path can be in other people. So
Well, celebrity is like a type of trauma, right? Like it can be
there
very
is.
it can be very hard on people. So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
when I first moved to LA, it was long before social media was how it is now, where I feel like everything is more so social media and TikTok and that kind of thing. So, I mean, we're talking about back in the day when paparazzi would be everywhere. We're talking about, like the days when you got Lindsay,
Well, that was the height of
Brittany,
celebrity,
yeah,
like
Lindsay,
paparazzi.
Brittany, and yeah, Lindsay, Brittany, and Paris sitting in that car that one
Are
night. Like we're
iconic.
talking about back then, all that iconic stuff. That was like my young Hollywood era back then. So
Oh, we can
it
maybe talk
was,
about celebrity at some point. Like that'd be so
yeah,
interesting.
it was the Wild West, man. It really was. It was a different time. Um, but I would not want that. I would not want that. I just want to be able to do what I love to do, and be able to support myself. Like, I don't need everyone knowing about my personal life or anything just because I sing something.
Absolutely. I think I'm the same way. Like I think as long as there's food on the table, I have shelter, I'm living comfortably and enjoying my life, that's
Yes,
the ticket. Like I that's what I want. That fulfillment, peace, and stability. That'd be nice too, right?
totally, totally.
But
Yeah.
it's celebrity is
Stability
not
would be
even in
nice.
my
Yes.
being a celebrity is
No,
not even in my like I
no.
that's not an interest of mine. And I just want to find a community, create a community, and find people that are like-minded, and I'm already on that path.
Yes.
So I'm on
Enjoy
the
that
path.
path with others for sure.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's really cool because I feel like whoever comes across this episode, whether it's on YouTube here and now, or it's on Spotify or Apple or iHeart or any of those other places, maybe some of you are going to connect with Kelsey's story and you're going to be like, I really don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm supposed to do, but you'll figure it out. Or maybe some of you resonate with me and you're like, it doesn't have to be music, obviously, but maybe there's just this thing in your life where you've known since you were a little kid, you were just like, I want to grow up and like be a veterinarian or be a scientist or whatever it is. Go be that thing. Go chase that dream, chase that passion. Um, because what is it? I can't remember the name of the comedian, but I keep seeing these TikToks lately where there's this comedian and she asks people, "What do you do?" She asks the audience this all the time.
You've told me about
And
her. Yeah.
yes, and like when people respond with like these like super aloof kind of office jobs like I'm the executive director of marketing and management, blah blah blah, like some kind of title like that. Her response is always, "Oh, did you always dream of doing that when you were a little boy?"
Like no.
It's like, no, like I feel like they're like so much of like the keys to what we are meant to do in our passion probably does tie back to the inner child and what we dreamt of doing when we were little.
And I was always very drawn to um anything to do with like the occult. I was always drawn to
You were just
spirituality.
like,
I
"Mommy, I want to be a witch one
I
day."
was so interested in spirituality, and like I was just enthralled by the idea of like
Yeah.
telekinesis and like being able to read minds, and like I maybe didn't know, like, but that's the thing, it's not really something people say like that's an option. Like, so I feel like that option wasn't really kind of there for me as a kid. It's not like I grew up with generational psychics in my family. It's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Yeah.
it wasn't modeled for me. However, there were gifted women in my family, but
Right.
they didn't lean into that profession for multiple reasons, right? Throughout history.
And
Yeah.
how wonderful is it that you are? And it's like you're
Mhm.
taking all that collective energy from all of that giftedness passed down generation to generation. And now it's like all poured into you. And it's like, okay, I'm going to embrace this and I'm doing right by me. I'm also doing right by all of them that came before me.
It's generational healing, right? And it's
Yeah.
safe for me to be myself. It's
I
safe
love
for me to
that.
be seen, and it's beautiful. But I think that has a lot to do with why I didn't know the pathway forward at first, because
Totally.
I had to uncover it and I had to undo programming that told me that I couldn't do that. Right? I had to
Yeah.
realize that. And when I told my family I was going to do this, my goodness, it threw them off, right? They did not, because it wasn't something they thought was an option for me either, but that's okay. I
Yeah.
had to find that pathway for me, and now they are supportive. They're really proud of what I do, and they're really happy. So, you know what? I got here. It's just I think it took some time, and I'm
Yeah. It's a
still
process for sure.
and like it's I'm still growing into my purpose, and I think that's beautiful that I'm still growing. It's great.
Yeah, we all are. I mean, even though I've always known I wanted to like entertain and do music, I've obviously gone through, different cycles and eras with that as well. And now it's like it's returning back into my life. So it's like you're always learning, you're always growing, there's always going to be change. And I think, regardless whether you're someone who automatically knows what you want to do or you need to take a little bit of time to figure it out and understand it, there's always societal programming that comes from both sides. Because if you don't know what to do, like in your case, everyone's going to be telling you, well, don't worry about it. Just do X, Y, and Z. This is what you're
Just
supposed to
go to
do then.
university and you'll be fine.
Right.
That's kind of what
Exactly. Just do
that's
this.
kind of the messaging, right? Like, and so I
And then
did.
everyone's telling me, like, oh, well, that's not a realistic job, though. That's not a job. Like, you can't do that. Like, everyone telling me what I can't do. And
Yes.
especially with my personality, the more someone tells me, exactly, Shadow, he gets it. The more someone tells me I can't do it, the more I wind up being like, oh, really? Watch me.
Yeah.
Watch me do it. Like,
Ding, ding, ding.
I am not the kind of person who's going to back down, be just like, okay, you're right. I should
Mhm.
go do something else. No, like I'll be like, okay, no, you watch me do it. Then you can sit there and you can watch me do it. So it's just like, don't worry about what other people think, regardless of where you're at. Just follow what lights your heart up on fire. And if you know what that is, great, go for it. If you don't, explore different options until you find the thing that resonates with you and hits home.
Exactly, right? And it's okay if it's not if you don't find it right away, you'll maybe find it along the way.
Yeah,
You'll meet people, maybe you'll take a course that really resonates, or you'll see a commercial, or like, you never know when you'll be inspired by something, right? And I love that.
exactly.
And I love how we're all different. And I love, Heather, how we were both like kind of like we had different experiences, right? But we're doing the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly. I love that. And even here, like, bringing those talents here together at Tarot Tales, it's like, we're each bringing in different unique gifts and talents, even just right here. So
Mhm.
I
Mhm. I
love that.
love it. Me
So
too.
it's so exciting. But yeah, unless there's anything else to say about purpose and paying the bills, I think we can kind
Yeah,
of
wrap it up there.
wrap up the topic and open up the dance floor with the cover charge.
Cover
Um,
charge.
mhm. I will go ahead and put the link back into the chat in case anyone is interested. Um, but yes, indeed, we are going to open things up now for if I can paste this. Okay, apparently I did not copy that properly. Copy and paste. There we go. All right, the link is in the chat now officially. So If you are interested in a reading, they are paid readings. We're not doing free ones anymore because we got to establish our own boundaries here. But if you're
Right.
interested in a paid reading, they are only $20 and you get input and insight from both of us. So it's really only like $10 per reader, which is a pretty good deal. You're probably not going to find that really anywhere else. It's for one question only. So, it's not like I have like 10 questions for both of you. So just one question. But if you have one and you want to submit a $20 payment, that would be highly appreciated. And answers, the readings will be done in the order of which payments come in. So we will leave that dance floor open for a little while here, in case anyone comes in and wants to pay that cover charge. Otherwise, if you do not want to get a paid reading, that's okay too. We're
Mhm.
still here to hang out with you guys. We obviously provide a lot of free content, free insight with the astrology, with collective readings and that kind of thing. And if maybe you're going through a situation where you don't feel comfortable talking about it on the live, that's fine too. In that case, you are always welcome to go to the shop section or the book online section of my website, and you can order something a little bit more in depth from either one of us. So that's always an option as well. So, otherwise, this is generally the portion of our podcast that we will actually be cutting off on the other platforms, just because we will not be doing the live readings, like airing those on Apple or iTunes or any of those kinds of things. So that's just going to be here for YouTube. Um, but yes, so
The dance
that's the
floor with
411.
cover is open. Thank you for that, Heather. And
I know it's so much 411. I'm like, gotta break it all down.
that was well described, though. I followed it. I followed it just fine. But thank you for hanging out with us today. Regardless of whether you get a reading or not, but maybe growl growl.
Shadow, do you want a reading? I'm sure he does. He's, like I said, he's been so talkative today. I don't know what has gotten into him.
Right?
He's had an interesting day today, period. Because like I said, um, like earlier this morning, I hadn't even gotten up yet. We were still in bed, and he just kept reverse sneezing and reverse sneezing and reverse sneezing. And I just sit there and rub his neck and make him feel better. And yeah,
Well, he needs his mommy. And today there must be something
he did.
energetically going on outside, or yeah, who knows, right? They're so
Maybe
sensitive.
they're just excited to get outside and go get that spring deck.
Yes, the
Go up to the
spring deck.
mailbox.
Wonderful. Um,
Hmm.
what was I gonna say? But do we have any comments? No, we're good.
No, we're just
So
hanging out.
if you're just coming in now, I'm Kelsey. This is Heather, and if we are doing paid live readings, you get two intuitives for the price of like one, and we will both cover the question. If you have a question, the link is in the comments here, the chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the chat, and it's also in the video description as well. So, either way, plenty ways to access that information. Um, but we'll leave the dance floor open for a few more minutes before we wrap things up.
Mhm.
But otherwise, we are here every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we appreciate you guys hanging out with us regardless.
Mhm.
Because we're not just here to do the paid readings. We've been on for 2 hours already, and we're just opening that up now. So there's obviously a lot of other content that we get into besides just the readings.
Absolutely. And if you're just coming across us now and you want to feel out our vibe, we both make free content across all platforms. So go check out our other readings, Heather's website. We're both located on that. If you want to book a private reading with us, that's also an option. Or think of a question for next week and come back, right? Like that's
Hmm.
always an idea as well, because sometimes you don't need to know anything for a while, right?
Yeah.
You might
Yeah.
have a
Like,
question
that's
next week,
totally fine.
or you
Think
need
it
to wait till your
over.
paycheck hits your bank account, right? Like sometimes that happens too.
Yes. Yes. Sometimes that as well. And also, you guys, at the end of the day, we are here to be of service to you guys. So, especially in regards to the free content that we provide here, not the readings per se, but um, like the spiritual topics of conversation. If there's a topic that interests you, that you would like us to talk about, that you want to get into, let us know. Drop it in the chat because we are always open to those suggestions. And, that of course helps us get the show going on the road a little bit more when we know what people are interested in, what people want to know about, what people want to talk about.
Well, and those of you who stick around, you make this podcast happen, right? Like the conversations we have, you enrich the podcast. So thank you for being here, and we do care about what you want to know, right? I think that's
Exactly.
yeah.
Like, I mean, it's like I've been watching the amount of people who have been in the live. I'm like, not the chat necessarily, because not everybody chats, and that's
No,
okay.
some people
Um,
watch. Mhm.
yeah, some people watch, and that's fine too. But whenever I look at the number, like the entire time we've been on, it's never been down to zero.
Mhm.
There's always been someone here.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
we appreciate you. Even just one person makes all the difference.
it really does. And so thank you for listening to us. Like I said earlier, being on my soapbox, and and we like to talk. We found that
We
out right
do.
away.
We do.
The
Yes.
first
That
time we met, we talked for like 6 hours, right?
Yeah, we got on FaceTime and we were on like all day. And then even when we're not having days where we're doing tarot tales or FaceTiming or anything, we'll send each other voice memos a lot in text messages because we just have so much to say. It's like we don't want to type this. We're just say it, just talk it.
Remember when I tried to do talk to text and how it translated
Oh, that
akashic
was
records?
that
It
was
was like cash
hilarious.
money records. Like,
I know. I was like, it's a hip hop label? What? I'm like, what is she talking about? Cash Money Records?
like
What?
akashic records.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I guess it's fitting because I'm kind of getting into my producer era. So,
No, I producer Barbie. And we talked about
yes.
how that skill you acquired along the way too, right? And how amazing that is, that who knew that you'd be utilizing it in this way, right? And who knew you would
Yeah,
even pick up on it that well, right? Like,
I know. And so many years later, because I mean, honestly, when it comes to recording music, I feel like I've been rusty because it's just like I haven't stepped foot in a studio in forever. But um but it was funny because last night, yesterday, I went into my little walk-in closet and I mean, I have so much stuff in there, but the stuff is helping me right now. All the clothes, all the shoes, all the bags, all the things that are sitting in there. It's perfectly
insulated.
just insulated. Yes, it brings that sound in really close and really tight. And I brought in like a little uh a little TV tray table and a chair and my microphone, my headset, my computer, and I just went to work and I just laid down tracks and recorded vocals and I was like, "Oh, this is actually going really well."
Yeah, it sounds. I heard a little preview. It sounded chef's kiss. Chef's
There's
kiss.
a lot more to do, but I was like, oh, it's just like it's like getting on a bike,
Mhm.
haven't ridden in years, but it's like I still can do this.
Yep,
Like it's still there.
it's like riding a bike. I
Yeah,
love that.
exactly. So yeah, if it's naturally in you, it'll return to you. So
Mhm.
yes, indeed. And I'm excited. Next week, I will probably be able to share with you guys the spring deck. It is called Spring Has Sprung,
Mhm.
which it is getting ready to because we got buds happening on the trees already over here, at least by me. Um, so yeah, it'll be exciting to share that. I should hopefully, I mean, that's a whole week from now. So maybe I'll have some promotional material up and I can have it ready for release. We'll see how much I get done between that and recording music. But
I feel like you'll get a lot done. I just have a feeling.
yeah, well, hopefully there's only one thing that could hold me back, and that is, that lovely monthly.
Oh, well,
Hmm.
we know it
Yeah.
both it impacts both of us quite a bit, right?
Yes,
So
it impacts anyone that has a uterus,
yeah,
basically.
one
So
thousand
that's the
percent.
only thing that might slow me down if I am slowed down, but we'll see. We'll see. Either way, it's coming. I'm excited to share that probably next week. But um, yeah, since it doesn't seem like there's any paid readings coming in, which is totally fine, I think we will probably wrap it up
All
because we
right.
have been on for a couple of hours now.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. um, yes. So we'll be back next week, next Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll be talking more astrology, more spiritual topics. We'll be doing more collective card pulls and all that good stuff. And we hope you guys will hang out with us then.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. See you
Bye.
next week.
See you.